My name's Sean, 37 years old. I am making this video despite my not wanting to participate in many things in this world. I'm making this video to connect to humanity, if at all possible. It's become and becoming a little scary out there, a little robotic, a little, people's faces crammed in the phones, people just regurgitating what they heard from their favorite YouTuber or podcaster or politician or news network or app, celebrity. I feel like things are really. I feel like I don't have real conversations, and I feel a little crazy. You know, it's not that I want to talk about suffering. It's just that I just think there's an abundance of suffering all around us, all the time. And the choices are impossible to make. And the things that we have to do. I mean, have you guys ever thought about the shit that we have to do in a day or a week or a month? I mean, just to be a person. I have cats in this apartment. You know what they do? They eat, they sleep, they nap, they play, they lick their assholes, they shit in the litter box, they sleep again, they get some treats, they meow and then talk a little bit, they sleep again, they nap, they lick their asshole. The shit that we have to do. I mean, my parents have been dying the last 5 or 6 years. My mom just actually left this earth a little over 2 months ago, but she was dying for 5 years before that, and I was living in a different state, and I moved home to help take care of them, and they have their own issues, and they were not up to snuff on a lot of things that you'd hope your parents would be, like usernames or passwords or accounts or where deeds are or a clean house or whatever. I don't want to sit here and rip them. I've been doing enough of that, and when I do it, I get heart palpitations because my body and my soul have literally heard enough out of me bitching about them. But it's been impossible learning about medications and Chase deposit boxes and power of attorneys and Medicare and Medicaid and the difference between those two and when one starts and the other one, and my dad with the VA and the pensions and beneficiaries and fiduciaries and real estate and estate planning lawyers and elderly care lawyers, and are those the same thing? And is this guy telling me the truth because the other guy, who apparently has the same title as that lawyer but is in Brooklyn and not in Westchester, is saying something completely opposite about what the topic at hand is, and yet it's still the same topic? And you talk to these people and it's 10 grand per word, and there's no real clear line, like, hey, just put down a retainer of $5,000. Like, okay, no problem. Sean, now that's 3 words you sent back. That's already 3,500. Where did you say that? That was in our thing, in the subsection of the other. Anyways, before I go manic, I'm making this video because I don't know what to say. I'm running out of words. I know not to die. I know I'm not going to kill myself. I've been there. I'm not going to do that because I want to stay tuned. I do want to be here. I am grateful to be here, actually. And I mean that. And I used to not mean that. I'm 37, probably for 34 years, 33. Definitely didn't mean it. Just pretended to be fine with Earth and tell my friends at things, oh yeah, I'm training, oh yeah, no, my parents, oh yeah, no money, and resume stuff, oh yeah, house, and oh yeah, relationship, and oh yeah, maybe kid, maybe not kid, maybe kid, oh yeah, Oh yeah, I'm doing human shit. I'm good, you're good, I'm good, you're good, I'm good, you're good. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. That's the truth. By the way, this is not a video that is a cry for help for me. This is a video hoping to God that there's someone on the other side of this video somewhere, when I post it somehow on some platform, that just even knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Just some relatability. Or maybe a comment back, or maybe something I've never expected. Maybe somebody is like, yeah, man. Yeah. This world is just all about bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Right? All this stuff, all these fucking things, all these apps and usernames and passwords and ego and the fucking narcissism, and I hate using that word now, because people don't know what it means, but the people that they don't like, they use it for, and gaslighting, that's another, and triggered, and trauma, and Jesus Christ. We fucked up therapy plenty, because we made it, it was like non-existent, and then it became so existent, and now everybody's just sitting there. Anyways, I digress from that one. It's not going to go well for the video and my point, which is, I'm not sure. Besides, hopefully I can relate to somebody. There's nothing to say. I'm finding it hard to say things, and I've never been one who's lost on words. I can get quite ranty and tangential. Is that a word? No. Tangenty? I can go on some tangents. There you go. My mom's an English teacher. She'd be... See, I can't even think of words. Dumb! He's dumb! You got a dumb kid! The politics. Oh, God, the politics. Does anybody want to hear anything else? Even one sentence. Has anyone noticed that whatever's going on today is the worst thing in the world, right? And then in a week or a month, you can even throw it out a month, that's fine, but really it's a week. And sometimes it's not even that, it's like 2 days. There's another thing that you are just the same neurological, the same biological, the same physiological, the same physical. Your heart's pounding, your head's mad, you're fucking blah, 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 right? And you're just fucking blah, 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 you're just fucking yammering on. Right? Maybe trans, maybe Israel, maybe fucking Iran, maybe fucking Charlie Kirk, maybe fucking Biden, maybe fucking Trump, fucking Kamala, and fucking COVID, and fucking fuck, right? And fucking Clinton, and fucking JFK, and fucking Joe Rogan, and fucking fuck. Shh. Who cares? You don't care. Get a fucking life. Get a fucking life. We've already heard your opinion that was on the news last night. You're not impressive. You're not researching and collecting data and out there in the field. You don't know shit about fucking anything. That's the truth. We all know it. And by the way, this isn't just about politics at all. This is about ego and narcissism and certainty and everybody just wanting to be fucking famous. You're not gonna be. You might be for a minute, a month, a year, but you're not gonna be Leo or Taylor Swift or Timothée Chalamet. You're not gonna be these people. Those people are those people. And by the way, it doesn't mean fucking anything. It's, imagine that being your... I worry because, is that what people want? I want to be famous. I want to be the world's greatest actor. Is that the most empty thing I've ever heard? What does that mean? You want to be the world's greatest actor? Is that... It's just like a donut hole. I can't hear... I don't understand what that means. Okay? Boom. I just granted you your wish. Now you are. What does that mean? That we listen to you more? That you have grand opinions? That are wise? Nobody gives a fuck about you. Matter of fact, you probably piss most people off just being a world famous actor. And then if you're one of these guys who gets up at award shows and starts sharing your opinion, you're a heel. You're a bad guy. People actually hate that shit. Besides the people there in the finest of gowns. Yes. Say it again. Say it again, Charles. Shh. We're gonna have to go into silence. I guess my journey here is suffering and watching the world suffer the same psychosis that I've been in my whole life. I thought I should be a world famous actor and stand-up comedian. I've also been a heroin addict and a crack addict, and I've been in jail, and I've overdosed, and I've punched people in their fucking face, and I've lied, and I've cheated, and I've manipulated, and I've woken up in parking lots, and I've bloodied and battered my body and my mind, and I have watched more porn, in my opinion, than anyone ever, and I've eaten a lot of cheese and bacon and ice cream and cannolis and chips. Do you know how many times I've walked down my stairs to get an Uber Eats bag that the man has dropped outside the door, even though they never feel comfortable with that because they're like, I didn't want to drop it outside the door. And I'm like, that's what I said in the notes. So just do it. It's okay. Just drop it outside the door. You know how many times I've walked down those steps and be like, this is the last time I'm walking down these steps to grab an Uber Eats delivery. First of all, this is ridiculous. It's 11:30 at night and I have to wake up at 5. Second of all, I'm a personal fucking trainer and I'm eating ice cream at 11:45 at night. And if you're one of these people who's saying to yourselves, now if you're a trainer, why would you be doing that? Then this video is not for you. Because you're in kindergarten. Things are not da-da or da-do, right? Well, if he's straight, then he can't be bi, because that's gay. Oh, fuck. Addiction, kinks, fetishes, OCD, anxiety, distraction, technology, video games, porn, food, escape, avoidance, delusion, lots of delusion, fantasy, lots of fantasy. You know, if you have a fantasy, let's say you're a guy and you have a fantasy of being a firefighter, right? Maybe you're early teens and you have this fantasy, and in the fantasy you got the hook and ladder and it's attached to the building that's ablaze and it's the 17th floor and everybody's out except this one woman and her baby, and everybody's gathered around down the street like, oh my god, the woman is the baby, and just like all of a sudden Bonnie Tyler's song comes out like, we're a hero, he's gotta be strong and he's got, right? And it's you climbing up the damn thing with your tank and your helmet and your fucking gear, and it's 70 pounds, but you're so strong, and you get in there and there's shit burning and blazing and fighting, and finally find these people and you get them down, right? Do you think, and then you get, and everybody's so, oh, thank God, right? People are crying, and women are crying, and the children are cheering, and the men are like, wow, this fucking guy. You think that fantasy has to do with you being a firefighter? That's what you want to do? Do you think when you have a stand-up comedy fantasy of you standing on stage, making everybody just die in laughter over and over again, never failing, just always killing it, just being the best stand-up comedian ever? You think that really has to do with you wanting to be the best stand-up comedian ever? Do you know what that lifestyle is actually like to get there? Or do you think that that fantasy, if you just went a little further through that door, has to do with being appreciated, being loved, being respected, being a part of a community, having value, purpose, and meaning? This whole world is contaminated by billionaires and the most money, and just so impressive, this guy, I know this guy's so successful, he just has like 30 houses and he's like 30 businesses, and I don't know how he does it. He's like 5 kids, and he won his golf championship the other day, and he's just fucking, and he wakes up at 2 a.m. every morning, and his dog actually just won a dog contest, and his kid is actually playing ball now, and he's in a D1, and he's very impressive. He's up in Quinnipiac, and he went to Harvard as well, and then now he's getting his masters and fucking blah, 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 blah. There's nothing to say anymore. But I also know that I'm not supposed to leave here, and I'm not supposed to be high and drugged out and addicted. Maybe I chose this journey of alcoholism and addiction and weird, confusing sexual preferences for big fat women, dominatrixes, trans women, hairy armpits on women, odd women, unorthodox women, kinky women, queer women, big fat women. Maybe I chose it to suffer, to remember that you cannot fix an internal problem with external solutions. Maybe the only thing I can do is make this video and say my piece about that, because perhaps someone, if anyone, ever sees this video, because I have no following, because I stay off the internet and I do not like social media, but if I do post it and one person does see it and they do relate, perhaps that'll be one more person in a community than I had before, because it just feels like I'm living in a world full of androids and robots and subhumans and people just like that are automated answering messaging systems, and I just don't hear anything about like does anyone ever wonder, what is this that we're doing? What is this? Is it a game? Is it an algorithm? Is it a mistake? Is it the Big Bang? Is it, were the Muslims right? Were the Hindus right? Were the Jews right? Were the Catholics right? Were the Scientology? That was like written 50 years ago. Is that right? Is there actually 287 gods? And they're all in a writer's room creating this as we speak through like an AI data center. Whatever they type in is code, and then that kind of happens next. Like someone typed in COVID-19 6 years ago, and then all of a sudden that was in our world. No one ever talks about that. You just kind of march like the ants. We're like ants. You ever see ants? You kind of think of them like stupid. You're like, look at this fucking thing. It's just like, I gotta get to the grain. Okay, let me bring the grain over to the mound. All right, let me head back. Gotta get over to the grain. I got the grain. All right, I gotta head over there to the mound. That's what I do. I'm an ant. Let me get over to the grain here. Yeah, let me head over to the mound. All right. Ah, yeah. Let me go get back to the grain here. All right, I got the grain. Maybe I'll... Yeah, no, not maybe. I'll definitely head over to the mound here. That's us. You might not think that's you, but that's you. Right? Duh, Trump. Duh, who's better? Jordan or LeBron? Oh, duh. Work is tough, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it. I have anxiety. I'm taking this. I have depression. I'm taking that. I can't concentrate. I'm taking this. I'm fat. I'm taking that. Shouldn't we talk about this? Shouldn't we? Shouldn't we start having some meetings about how this is going? And I don't mean capitalism. I don't mean politics. I don't mean the economy or inflation. I mean like how this is going. This. And I don't mean this video, and I don't mean the platform it's posted on. No. I mean life. Can we have that conversation? What is this? Maybe we won't figure that out, because mystics and ancients and philosophers and theologians and all these folks have been trying to figure that out for a long time. And they've come up with their own ideas. So maybe not exactly that. Maybe we're not going to get to that. Although, could be fun. Question to ask. Maybe we'll ping pong that around a little bit. A little spar. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. No, I mean, shouldn't we reevaluate with maybe at the top, okay, we don't know what this is, but here's how the fuck we're behaving. Here's the things we're doing. We're eating shit. Literally eating shit. Have you ever really looked at what you're eating? You ever turned that fucking package around and looked? I mean, I know we all know it. We all intellectually know it, and we all are like, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. And you just kind of keep eating it, but it's like, really, really, really though. Really though. Really though. What are you eating? And what's in that pill? And why do you keep going back to that fucking job? Why do you keep saying the same things that you keep saying that you think you're saying because you thought it but you didn't? Someone else thought it, and if you just thought about it long enough, you'd realize you didn't think it. You heard it, and then you said it out loud in your own kind of personal way. And if you're smart enough, you can take something that someone said and make it actually sound like you're saying it. But it's already been said. These people on the fucking channels, whether it's a sports channel or a news channel, these people are not your God. Like, stop worshiping them. Stop taking what they... There's people I know that just, like, come bursting in the door like, can you believe the disinformation from these other channels? Just that sentence alone lets me know that you're nuts, because that means two things. It means, one, you're so certain of the information you're getting that you're positive that the people who are saying the opposite are nuts, which is funny if you could just see the humor in it, because those other folks are blasting through their doors to their contemporaries and coworkers and believers and people that think the same way as they do, and they're saying the same fucking shit about you. They think you're nuts. And you might be on this other side of this video being like, yeah, but they're not. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, gang, 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 D-U-M-B. Oh, and the other thing is, it's also insane because it means that you also think in terms of like, dang or dong. That's how you see things. Dang or dong. But you don't even know what life is. Why is this rock spinning in space? You know how heavy the Earth is? And we're spinning in space. What is space? Okay? You could look up a Neil deGrasse Tyson video and find out what he says about space, right? And then you can kind of try to regurgitate that if you can't. He's very smart, and he loves this shit, so you're not going to be able to really understand what he's saying, but maybe you're smart enough to cut your own edit of that and tell your friends what space is. But my whole thing is, you can talk about stars and stardust and suns and atmospheres and planets and quantum mechanics and physics and gravity, and black holes, solar systems, and Milky Way galaxies, all you want to. What is that? Right? I don't want to be that guy, right? I really don't want to be that guy, right? Like, well, what's that? Well, what is even that? Well, if you go any further, what's that? I get it, right? I get it. That's exhausting. But also, at the same fucking time, it might be time for these questions. We might finally be here, where we're finally at that phase where we're all 2-year-old kids being like, well, why? The kids aren't wrong. The kids are never wrong asking those questions. You just beat them into fucking submission with school and order and rules and books and disciplines and information. Here's how it is, and here's how it is, and here's how it is. But what if here's how it isn't? What if there's a million things to consider, not just gay or go? And you know why you can't take that in? Because that's too much. It's too much on your human brain, your soul. It's too much. But guess what? I'd rather have too much of that, thinking, contemplating, writing, analyzing, figuring out a new way to exist where we are connected and understand each other and relate and are accountable to each other and take care of each other and see and hear and listen to each other and actually fucking care when someone's talking, because I don't care a lot of the time anymore. which sounds crazy, right? Because I'm trying to preach careness here, but it's impossible right now because people are androids. They are fucking androids. Yeah, well, oh, this weekend's crazy. My son's got a soccer game at 10, right? Then he's got to get over to soccer practice at noon. Then he's got soccer club at 4. Then we got to get him over to the soccer tourney at 8. And then he's got to get up tomorrow and go to New Rochelle for the soccer spectacular. And then we got to go, and my other son has lacrosse over in Staten Island. And my daughter's at a swim meet this weekend in Pittsburgh. So my husband's taking her up there. And then we have lobster dinner at the club Sunday night. So the maid is going to have to take my kids to the lobster dinner, but she can't get in. Because she doesn't have our last name. And then, oh gosh, Monday is just so crazy with work. And I've just been so exhausted taking my Lexapro and drinking 2 bottles of wine every night. But I'm not an alcoholic. It's just my husband is so shitty. But no, I love him. I love him. He's the best. He just sucks, and I fucking hate him. It's just politics, and everybody's talking about garbage. Nothing. Kaputs. This is what people are talking about. Right? And that, I know how that sounds. Oh, negative. Oh, pessimist. Oh, judgmental cunt. Rude. Brat. Right? Miserable. Yeah, that's how it sounds. And you could be right. I'm willing to say that you could be right. And this is just me, temperamentally, or in my identity, or how I'm wired, or from my childhood. That's all possible. I'm not saying that's not possible. I'm not saying that's wrong. But I am saying what I want to say, because this is my fucking video. And what I am saying is, I don't think it's wrong. I think that somewhere, you, whoever you are on the other side of this fucking thing, if anyone, is feeling this. Remember your discomfort your whole life with talking to someone from the DMV? Nothing against DMV workers per se, but we all know that can be quite the journey. Because it's just hard. Because they can't really help you, and they don't really want to help you, and they're not getting paid enough for this shit, and they just keep saying the same sentence over and over again, even though you've already heard it. It's like, sir, well, we just can't process that because of these reasons. It's like, I know, but you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. And it's just like, sir, we can't process it because of these reasons. This is what life is like now with people not working at the DMV, but instead your uncle or your coworker or your employee or your neighbor or your people at the grocery store or friends, family, fellows, neighbors, community, kids. People want to be famous. People want to be rich. The market's shit. There's more apps and usernames and passwords than ever before. Things are flying 450 miles per hour. We have more content flooding into our head on a daily basis than any human in history ever. Our parents are dying. The old generation won't let go of their shit. Our cats are puking. There's fucking TikTok videos making you dumber every day. GPS rolled in. No one ever knew how to get anywhere ever again without that fucker being on. You'll turn that goddamn thing on every morning going to work from your house, which is the same drive you do every day. And guess what? Now you're typing everything into ChatGPT. And before you know it, you won't know how to think anymore. You won't know the words anymore. You won't remember that actor from that movie anymore. Because you'll just reference that thing, and that thing will tell you how the fuck it is. I was talking to that thing the other day because I was watching Severance and I got so fucking confused and I was like, wait a second, how the fuck did... I forget what the scenario was, but I was... to make it simple, I was just like, how did that guy, remember that thing? And then it told me an answer, very confidently, by the way, and also instantly. And it was so wrong. It was so wrong. I knew enough about what I was asking that I at least knew the first 75% of it, and this fucking thing just was making shit up. And I told it, you're making shit up. That's completely wrong. And it was like, I am so sorry. You're right. And I was like, yeah, okay. And that's just about Severance. What about if you're asking about relationship stuff or nuclear weapons? Or how to do a trust or an irrevocable trust or deed? Or a very important document of some kind or whatever. I mean, people are just ugh. I don't want to use and numb out. I don't want to die and kill myself. I'm getting older. I've been through a lot of suffering, a lot of torture, a lot of pain, a lot of discomfort, a lot of bullshit. That's not sour grapes. I'm still here. I'm lucky to be alive. Been very fortunate in some ways, very lucky in some ways. A lot of my friends who are trudging that same road with me are dead. I have a lot of dead friends before 30. But fame does not seem like the answer to me. A high-powered, important career does not seem to be the thing to me. Going to work every day at a job that you hate to get paid barely enough does not seem like the answer to me. Having kids for the sake of having kids, or because you want those kids to be like you, or so that they will take care of you one day, or because you don't know what else the fuck to do with yourself, or because you don't want to talk, you don't want to think about yourself anymore. Those all seem like shit reasons. I mean, really think about it for a second. You know, in your own life, plenty of couples with children and homes that aren't doing so good. And you don't have to hear that from your buddy. You can just see it when you go over there. You don't have to hear that from the kids. You can just see it when you're around them. You don't have to hear that from the wife. You can just sense it and see it. And I'm not saying getting married is a bad idea or having kids at all. I mean, that is very much still a possibility in my own life. But what I am saying is the reason that these things that are supposed to make us happy don't, I think, is because at the core of it, none of us are actually connected. No one's saying anything real. No one's asking good questions. It's a masking, false, inauthentic pile of horseshit life. And I guess my intention in this video is just hoping to God that there's more people out there. And I have people in my life who I can talk to about a myriad of things, and thank God for that. Like deep in the roots shit. Deep in the soul shit, and thank God for them. But there's so many people that it's just like, what? You know, huh? Anyways, my girlfriend's calling, so deuces.